Oh, the humanity. We have ourselves some breaking news. Williams, by vis-a-vis James Vowles, have finally made themselves a decision on the one that is the flotsam and jetsam of F1. That is the one they call Logan Sargeant. Gonzo, finished. Sekabo, sacked. Who the replacement is, though, is the key news, eh? And the replacement I am hearing, per your screeds, per motorsport.com, the one that they call Colapinto. Let's have a look. Colapinto is to replace Sargeant at Williams for the remainder of the F1 season. Williams has dropped Logan Sargeant in favour of young driver Franco Colapinto. How much do you want to look like Ayrton Senna, by the way? I need to zoom in on that image so you guys can see. Just the bit, eh? Ayrton Senna reincarnate, bloody Nora. Formula 2 race winner Franco Colapinto will drive for Williams for the rest of the F1 season as Logan Sargeant's replacement. We thought it was going to be Mick Schumacher. Toto Wolff was batting hard for that, wasn't he? Ultimately, no. Computer. Well, James Vowles says no. Williams has spent the last few days evaluating a driver change, with the squad increasingly frustrated with Logan Sargeant's performance off the back of yet another high-speed crash during practice for last weekend's Grand Prix. Now, if you look on our friends over at F1 Reddit, they do a Destructors Championship. And again, what they're doing is tallying up the most expensive drivers per crashes. This weekend's accident, the latest in a long list, per the American, that is Logan Sargeant, 1.7 million US dollars. That's how much it cost them, let alone the time from the engineers to rebuild the car, let alone the opportunity cost of what they could have done as far as track time that Logan Sargeant cost them. To date, he's cost them season to date 3 million US dollars, as near as makes no difference. And Williams as a team cannot afford that. They are minnows. This is cost cap era. And again, James Vowles has said on a gazillion occasions that he's conscious, aware of the fact that they need to rebuild for their capital infrastructure. He wants to amend those regulations with a view to catch up the rest, Scuderia, Ferrari, Red Bull, and the rest Mercedes. But he's going to need help. Not long ago, he said a gazillion occasions that they were building cars using Excel spreadsheets, and you get nothing done in that sense. You need the best equipment, the best infrastructure, and the best financial resources. As at August 2024, Williams have none of that, not least one of the worst drivers and most costly drivers on the grid. Motorsport continues with the American having failed to score a point so far this season, notwithstanding the fact that he's outqualified one Checo Perez on more than one occasion. The latest bruising incident that wrecked the latest upgrade package left team boss James Vowles out of patience with him. Oh, the humanity. This, of course, on the back of his signing Carlos Sainz Jr. And he said that the reason why they go and sign a Carlos Sainz Jr. is with a view to upgrade the whole piece. When you have Carlos in the car, he's a rising tide that floats all boats. Results come with that fella. Indeed, expectations and demands come with that fella. Motorsport continues. Vowles held discussions with rival team bosses over Zandvoort weekend to evaluate candidates. So here's the rumour. As soon as Logan yeeted it yet again into the barrier doing free practice, James Vowles was having words with Christian Horner and then straight across to the Mercedes motorhome. Two drivers were in question. Red Bull family, Liam Lawson. But again, the sticking point was that at any point, Christian Horner wanted the ability to be able to call back Liam Lawson should, let's say, Checo Perez fail to meet expectations over the next 3 Grand Prix, particularly at Baku and Singapore. The conversation around Mick Schumacher was held with Toto Wolff, but there are doubts yet and still, because are you not just doing a like for like? So many times was Mick Schumacher, notwithstanding his legacy name, his prestige. Michael Schumacher was, of course, his dad. He had great success in Formula 2. However, if you want a driver, a safe pair of hands between now and the end of the season when Carlos Sainz supersedes, surely then Mick Schumacher cannot be the one, and James Vowles concurs. They held discussions with rival team bosses over Zandvoort weekend to evaluate candidates to replace Logan Sargeant. As aforementioned, the rival team bosses at hand, Christian Horner and Toto the boy who cried wolf. The drivers at hand in question were, of course, Liam Lawson and Mick Schumacher. Early options included Mercedes Mick Schumacher and Red Bull reserve driver Liam Lawson, with both their bosses saying that they were open and suitable offers. However, the F1 squad opted for a different direction and decided Williams Driver Academy youngster Colapinto was a better bet. Again, you promote in-house if indeed you have the opportunity. I suspect, if my F1 spidey senses are to be trusted, I suspect that they would have banked on Liam Lawson. Again, he's got track record, but the sticking point being that Christian Horner could have called him back at any instance, and you can't have that. If you're looking to build a team and if you want stability, then promote internally. And again, Colapinto, highly regarded. Speaking about the decision, continues motorsport.com, Williams team boss James Vowles said that to replace a driver mid-season is not a decision we have taken lightly, but we believe this gives Williams the best chance to compete for points over the remainder of the season. We have just brought a large upgrade to the car and need to maximise every point scoring opportunity in a remarkably tight midfield battle. No kidding, Sherlock. aka James Vowles. We also believe in investing in our younger drivers in the Williams Racing Driver Academy, and Franco Colapinto is getting a fantastic opportunity to demonstrate that he is capable of across the final 9 rounds of the season. Oh, the humanity. Fair play to Williams. It's a bold decision. I would have liked to see a Lawson in there and maybe to a Mick Schumacher. But again, if nothing's guaranteed, as is the case in the one-nut formulas, surely sometimes you got to take a risk, right? Go internally, and I don't hate it. James Vowles clearly has had one of his brave pills. This is undoubtedly incredibly tough on Logan. No kidding, Sherlock, especially when you were just talking the other day, James Vowles, about being keen, desperately wanting to support this dude in his professional motorsport career, trying desperately to keep him on as a going concern in the one that F's. Incredibly tough on Logan, says James Vowles, who was giving his all throughout his time with Williams, and we cannot thank him enough for all of his hard work and positive attitude. Logan remains a talented driver, continues Vowles, and we will support him, there you go, as aforementioned, and we'll support him to continue his racing career for the future. Bloody Nora, parting gift, leavers card any. Geez, gift card, Amazon. Oh, the humanity. I know that Franco's great speed and huge potential, and we look forward to seeing what he can do in Formula One. Colapinto has showed, continues motorsport.com, strong potential in his junior career following a successful 2-year stay in F3, which yielded 4 sprint races and 4th place in 2023 standings. Colapinto graduated to F2 this year. He initially struggled to get up to speed with the new 2024 F2 machinery, having initially tasted the old cars on debut at Abu Dhabi finale the previous year. But following an in-season test, his form improved and he became a regular feature. Listen, I think they're promoting these guys ahead of time. You know, as much as I wish the best for Franco Colapinto, looking as much as like Senna as he does, sometimes, I don't know, I've got to be honest with you, sometimes I think these guys are rushing. They're not chewing their F1 food before they swallow. And surely at this point, you need a safer hand. As I'm reading this article, again, it's only a couple of races, right? 9 to be precise. But yet and still, I think that Liam Lawson, notwithstanding the fact that there are no guarantees that Christian Horner can call him back at any given time, I think my instant reaction is that that dude would have been a safer pair of hands. How do you like your F1? Michael, my sentiments exactly, sir. Colapinto has the seat. Logan Sargeant, to summarise, is gonzo, as we all anticipated. Not, however, for Mick Schumacher and not for Red Bull Racing family driver Liam Lawson. This time it's for Franco Colapinto. How do you like your Formula One, ladies and gents?